I'm Denise, and welcome back to Camping with Emmy, home and camper renovations on a budget. Today is my craft room reveal. It is all done, and I am so excited to show it all to you. I think it turned out beautifully. My craft room has undergone quite the transformation. From the outdated and dirty old carpeting from the 1990s to this beautiful luxury vinyl plank flooring. From the brown, dirty walls to this very beautiful blush pink. This side of my craft room houses all of my yarn. And I do like to crochet. And here's just a couple of samples of some baby blankets that I crocheted for my little granddaughter, Briar. I did obviously the little granny square on the left and broomstick lace on the right. I would really like to show you these adorable little dolls. And these were my mother's, and she gave them to me several years back. And the clothes that they had on that I believe were original were crocheted, but they had dry rotted and had just completely fallen apart. And so a few years ago, I crocheted a new set of clothes for these adorable little dolls. These mean so much to me. These are the doilies that were handmade by my great-grandmothers, and I framed them so that I could keep them on my craft room wall and I can enjoy them every time I'm in here working. I just love to look at all the intricate details of these beautiful handmade doilies. This beautiful antique secretary belonged to my daughter Mandy and her husband Justin, and they really didn't have anywhere for it in their current home, and they had it out in their garage. And so I said, yes, I will take it. It will be perfect for my craft room. And inside this houses these beautiful homemade, handmade quilts that my mother-in-law Alice and my sister-in-law Loretta created. And it is just the perfect place to showcase these beautiful, beautiful quilts. I would like to show you this beautiful embroidered piece that my daughter Mandy made for me this year. Just look at all of the beautiful, intricate detail of this piece. I absolutely love it. And when she was in high school, she painted this portrait of Oz for me. Also on this wall, I keep a little rack where I can display the grandchildren's artwork. This beautiful mirror belonged to my sister Penny, and when she updated her living room, she no longer needed it, and she asked me if I wanted it. And I said, absolutely, this mirror will look perfect in my craft room, and it does. I absolutely love it. My antique Treadle sewing machine is the crown jewel in my craft room. It was built between 1902 and 1903, and this is a family heirloom. This belonged to my grandmother, who passed it along to my mother, and this is what I learned to sew on when I was a little girl. This was the only sewing machine we had in our home, and it worked. And this is how I learned to sew on this machine, and it still works. I just need a new belt for it. But other than that, it would still work. And what I love so much about this piece is all of the beautiful intricate detail in the painting on the machine itself, as well as all of the beautiful detail in the wood. And inside these drawers, I keep a lot of my sewing supplies. I don't sew on this machine any longer. I have a portable Singer sewing machine that I set on top of my desk. But even that isn't new. I've had that sewing machine for probably 35 years, but it works, and that's what I use to sew on. So my beautiful antique is just sitting out basically for display. This adorable little chest belonged to my mother-in-law Alice, and we inherited it. And I just love all the little hand-painted details on it. And in this little chest is where I keep all of the artwork for the grandkids. So they know when they come over, this little chest houses all the coloring book and crayons and paints and things for them. Now this door in my craft room leads to a small balcony, And any of you that have not seen my little balcony makeover, this is how it turned out. And you can check out that video as well on YouTube. It is so nice to have this beautiful little balcony just outside of my craft room, so that if I'm in here working on crafts, at some point I can come out here and sit and just take a little break. First off, I'd like to show you my shelves, which houses all of my crafting supplies. And as you can see, I have a lot of stuff here. I have paints and markers and colored pencils, and I have material, and I have paper for scrapbooking, and I have ribbons and papers and things for wrapping. And then down here in the bottom shelf is the machine that I actually use to sew on. Over here next to my bookshelves are these adorable little handprints that my grandchildren made for me in 2016. In case you haven't noticed, I love The Wizard of Oz. I think it is one of the best made movies of all time. And I do sew, but typically I only do crafts. I'm usually sewing curtains or, pillows, and occasionally I'll do Halloween costumes. And this is a Halloween costume that I did, oh my gosh, like 22, 23 years ago when I used to work in an elementary school in special education, and we all dressed up as characters of the Wizard of Oz, and I was chosen for Dorothy. And so this is the dress that I made. I'm afraid that I cannot fit into it today, or I may have worn it for this reveal. But anyway, I just wanted to show it to you. For me, home should be a reflection of who we are. And it should be filled with all of the things we love and all of our favorite things. And it should be a respite from the world, so that when we come home after a hard day, we can relax in the calmness and serenity of our home. My craft room houses all of my favorite things, and I feel so lucky and so blessed to have this room. And I think that everyone needs to have somewhere in their home where they can fill all of their little treasures. So even if you don't have an entire room to house your favorite things, you can look for a little corner or nook in your home, or perhaps a bookshelf where you can display all of your little knickknacks and all of your favorite things. This craft room makeover was very, very special to me because I finally am able to display all of the things that I love. And it was truly a labor of love to do this room, and it has now become my absolute most favorite room in my entire home. Thank you so much for watching this video on my craft room makeover. I greatly appreciate it. So on behalf of Rick and myself and our sweet little Emmy pug dog, thank you so much again for watching. Have a great week. We will see you all soon. And until that time, bye-bye. Oh, my sweet Emmy, there's no place like home.